why I think that you should try Valheim, the new game, the new survival game that is on everyone's channels right now these days. I'm not just jumping on a trend. I have genuinely discovered the game for myself as a bored World of Warcraft player, and I think you should give it a shot. In this video I'll tell you why. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Gyro, I'm your host here. In the spirit of expanding the content that I'm offering to you on my channel, other than World of Warcraft, which will still continue, just not every video, I have followed the advice of some people in the comments to my poll, to my community post the other day, and on Twitter, and I decided to discover for myself Valheim. Everybody talks about Valheim. What is it? Valheim is a very cheap, a very indie, independent kind of studio that no one has heard of, but now I think their name will be known, the Irongate Studios. It is an independent game. It is a survival game, which is very, very interesting and very appealing to me as a person who likes basic kind of needs of a casual player to be satisfied. I need to be engrossed in the game one way or another. It needs to be fun for me, either through very, very basic mechanical gameplay that, for example, Minecraft Dungeons, Diablo, Path of Exile offer as action RPGs, which I also, by the way, intend to continue playing and reporting to you about, or it needs to be something else. And I believe that Valheim is something else. It is something that I personally, Gyro, I have not discovered before. It is very different to World of Warcraft, and I am such a World of Warcraft player that if I was able to be sucked in very, very easily, I think, and I would say kind of safely, that you probably will be too. Now let's talk about Valheim. So the graphics, the client, the game itself, it's all fairly basic by the modern standards, and it's the installer, it's pretty small. It's like a couple of gigabytes, maybe even smaller. The customization is tremendously basic, but I am not one of those people who will spend an hour just customizing every wrinkle on the face of my character, so I don't care personally. You might be affected by that. All I was happy about is that I can make a bald dude with some resemblance of a beard. There you go, excellent. I didn't try to make a bearded lady. You might want to try to do that. So you're a Viking in some Viking world. Best thing is that it generates a world for you. When you start a new game, it generates a world for you randomly. It's a random generated world. I have not yet discovered multiplayer, but from what I heard, from what I read about the game, and from what I've seen creating this particular character, creating this game world for myself, when you create one, you have that random seed code kind of thing. And I assume that when you play with the others, you can give them that seed code, and basically the game smartly merges somehow your experience on the servers, and you basically see the same thing. You can visit each other's worlds. You can see what they have built. You can see what you have built, etc., etc. What do I like about it? Like/love about it. I don't know how long this relationship with the game is gonna be. So one thing that still goes in favor of World of Warcraft, Diablo, those kind of things, let's not pretend here, is the fact that those games stood the proof of time for me. I was going through peaks of excitement and through lulls like I'm going right now through with Shadowlands, World of Warcraft Shadowlands. But these games have stood the test of time for me. They were able to get me back. They were able to, in 3 months intervals, in 6 months intervals, in the worst case scenario, they were able to give me something else that I would go back for. I don't know if this has enough, but it doesn't matter. What matters, my friends, and what I kind of am intending to do on this channel going forward, what matters is the fact that we live in the moment of time, and every moment of time matters. I don't want to be too philosophical, but I hope you are adults enough to understand this and agree with me. I firmly believe that you need to have fun in the game, whatever the game is. World of Warcraft, Diablo, Valheim, anything else, Destiny, whatever. So I'm not having fun in World of Warcraft, hence this. What surprised me is the fact that I do not play survival games. I do not play games where you can get cold, when you can get hungry, when you can die from running for too long and then some boar charges into you, hits you for a little bit and you're dead. I do not play those kind of games. I do not play Ark. I do not play any of the other I can't think of any other prolific, very well-known survival games. This is the first one. Let's just be honest. This is like the first one that I've ever tried. And so far, like I said, I love it. I love it. I don't care about very basic customization. You enter the world, you start roaming it. I think it speaks for itself, right? It's a survival game. What else is there to tell? I will be, if you would like me to, in my casual way, like talk more specifically about how you do this, what tips can I give you. This video was not supposed to be that. This was supposed to be just an emotional, as always, ranty, unscripted recommendation from a fellow veteran World of Warcraft player for you to try Valheim. It costs 28 or something Australian dollars, so 20 US bucks. It is cheaper than going out and having lunch somewhere, like in a food court for 2 people. It's cheaper than that, okay? For me, this already paid for itself, and I played today for about 2-3 hours. For me, this game paid for itself already. And I know that I'm keen to see when my bow skills can be good enough to hit that deer from a distance and get him straight away so that he doesn't run away. I am keen to see that. I never ever thought that Gyro, I would ever be in a mental state that would allow me to enjoy that. And that is what if no other useful information about the game, right, other than the footage, but it speaks for itself, right? I would like to share that with you. I would like to tell you that I'm trained by Blizzard for instant gratification. I'm trained for loot, I'm trained for action, I'm trained for that kind of stuff. That is what's fun for me. Here, there is none of that. There is, I'd say, relatively beautiful world. I'd say the graphics level, the fidelity of the graphics, is probably comparable with WoW on high resolution settings. Yeah, maybe even better in some cases, actually, if you look at water, if you look at rays, if you look at the other kind of stuff, under certain conditions, not all the time. But surely, like, I'm not trying to perfectly align right now my narrative with what's on the screen, but surely you would have seen a few things there which are beautiful, for the lack of a better word, beautiful, okay? And somehow, turns out, even I who loves World of Warcraft and loves this instant gratification, even for me there is something in just this process of simply being in the world, rather than non-stop pursuing some objective and going down the quest marker. You know what I'm saying? This was the biggest discovery for me. This was the biggest discovery for me today. So I got this game today. I'm recording this video today. It will be published in a couple of days' time. But it's really, really cool. It's really, really good for a little indie game. And now there are millions of these Vikings online, apparently, according to their posts. The game is in early access, apparently, currently. But as far as I can tell, it's fully functional. Of course, I'm not dressed up yet in all the Viking clothes and stuff like this, but I can clearly see how my natural path of progression will take me there. Slowly, I'll learn to do this and this and this and craft and blah, 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 blah. And then visit other worlds and we start taking on huge trolls and stuff like this. At the moment, I am just in the inception of this journey. And to be honest with you, even if we look back at World of Warcraft, and I promise to you to compare it from World of Warcraft player perspective, yeah? Even in World of Warcraft, some of the most exciting times for me are not the end game, but when I get my first green, my first blue, my first epic, when I level early characters in the kind of, baby areas, like that is actually the most exciting thing for me. And here we have a randomly generated, unknown, unexplored world that turns into darkness, that morning comes, that areas I don't know of. I am literally feeling, today I was wandering about these woods, right? And I'm literally feeling like I'm dropped somewhere on an island or whatever you want to call it, some continent that I don't know of. There is no phone, there is no nothing. I am wearing some, mossy undies and I'm just wandering about with a stick. Suddenly, it's actually very interesting. It almost sounds like I wanted to talk to you about Valheim, right? But it sounds like I'm almost talking to you about discovery of a whole genre for myself, and it's very, very exciting for me. Tell me in the comments down below if you tried Valheim. Tell me in the comments down below if you're a kind of bored, slightly burnt out World of Warcraft player who might give Valheim a try because of this little chat So hopefully we think similarly, because you're also a World of Warcraft player, or you were a World of Warcraft player. I know some of you explicitly tell me how burnt out you are of World of Warcraft. Same here. I don't want to just do stale content and give you this content simply because this is a WoW channel. This is a gaming channel. It's a Gyrotex gaming, okay? And that's what it is. No, Valheim is not going to be suddenly the only game I'm playing. Like I said to you, I do not know if it will keep my interest. I hope it will, because I think it has massive, massive potential. I started basic crafting, I started basic cooking, I started basic training of my skills doing this kind of stuff. I'm interested to go into the Black Forest, which is this next area that the Raven of Odin told me not to go to because I'm too much of a baby at the moment. So that kind of stuff. It's interesting. It's interesting. And that is sadly what World of Warcraft lost for me for now. I am continuing my subscription. There will be World of Warcraft videos for you if you're sitting there raging, thinking that you subscribe to a channel and there will not be WoW stuff. There will be. Just the intensity and density of that content that I was able to produce for 8.3 before Shadowlands is just simply not there. But Valheim, Minecraft dungeons, Diablo stuff, I'm keeping my eyes on things that I am interested in and my community appears to be interested in, at least somewhat as well. Talk to me in the comments down below. Want to hear from you, want to hear what you think about all of this. And I'll be speaking with you again in a couple of days time, 2-3 days time. Videos are still, I'm planning to release them twice a week as I always have. Thanks very much for tuning in. Check Valheim out. They're not paying me, no nothing, just sharing my excitement with you. See you later. Bye bye.